We are live, you guys. We are live right now. It's going down, y'all. Metabolism 101. I am here for it. I hope you guys are excited because we are diving in. We're going to do part one. It'll be a two-part training. So we're getting 50% of all the things you need to know about your metabolism. This is me pointing to your metabolism. That's how it goes, all right? All things metabolism, everything you need to know, I'm going to tell you today and tomorrow. Right now, it's going down. So here we go, you guys. I don't have just 2 pages of notes, but I got 4 pages of notes. Everything in my brain is coming out today for you right now, all right? So I hope you guys are excited. Don't forget to wave hello as you hop on. Give me a wink, give me a wave, give me a heart emoji because I love you guys. And I want to thank you. I want to say hello as you hop on. Let's get started. Let's dive in. Here we go. All right, metabolism. Y'all, your metabolism is regulated by your hormones and also your daily calorie intake, okay? Now, what the heck does that mean? Okay, great. Those are the things that are going to have the biggest effect on your metabolism, and whether you have a strong, fast, healthy metabolism or like a slow, just very sluggish, low metabolism way down here. You want it up here versus down here, okay? Now, what are the things that affect your hormones the most? All right, so as a byproduct, also affect your metabolism. Well, things like your diet history. How many diets have you been on in your life? How many deficits? How many times have you gone into a calorie deficit? How many extreme diets have you been on? Have you just been on like hundreds of thousands of crash diets throughout your life? Gosh, just thinking about my diet history, it's embarrassing, y'all. I've been there, okay? What else affects this? Also, your training and your workouts, right? Are you using cardio excessively? Are you a cardio bunny? Is that what you're comfortable with? Are you overusing it? Or are you choosing to do more weightlifting style workouts? Is that your priority? Building muscle, okay? Those are the things that not only affect your hormones, but are also going to affect your metabolism because of that, all right? Crash diet after crash diet after crash diet, extreme diet, extreme diet, extreme diet, fad diet, bouncing diet to diet, deficit to deficit in different ways and packaged, in different names, whatever have you. Those are going to take a big hit to your hormones, right? Overtraining, over-exercising, always in the gym, living in the gym. It's going to take a big hit to your hormones, okay? So, therefore, it's going to start to affect your metabolism, okay? One thing I hear a lot from people is their age. Well, I'm this many years old. I've been alive this long. It's just what happens. Once you hit 35, it's downhill from there. Y'all, I'm 34. I'm about to be 35. Please don't tell me that because it's just not true. In my opinion, it's more so the lifestyle changes that begin to happen as we get older, not so much the age. Like your body doesn't know what number you are. Like it doesn't know that I'm 34 and not 33. You know what I mean? Like, for example, diets. We're talking about diets. This is a fantastic example. When I was 20, I'd never been on a diet in my life. My metabolism was fresh. It was a spring chicken. Is that the term? I did some really stupid things in my younger years. So by the time I was 30, 10 years of stupid things, I've been through diet, over and over and over, right? So at 20, I'd never dieted in my life. By the time I'm 30, let's just say I've been through 100 diets. My metabolism's gonna be completely different, okay? And again, by the time you're 40, you're going to have another 10 years of going through different things. You know what I mean? So that's something that affects it. Also, as we tend to get older, we kind of start to like eat less and less, right? Maybe we're not as hungry, or maybe we're not as active, so we don't need as much food, right? And our metabolism, as we learned last week in my training, is adaptable, okay, to your calorie intake. The less and less you're eating, your metabolism starts to down-regulate to match that. And maybe it's not so much that you're doing it like on purpose or you're crash dieting. It just happens naturally over time. That's going to affect your metabolism. Maybe like you're just really getting up there. Maybe you are starting to suffer from some arthritis throughout your body, in your joints, and maybe it's painful to move, painful to be active, painful to work out. So you're just not doing as much of it. That's going to start to affect your metabolism as well. It's not so much the number, because as you age, you can still do some really amazing things to stay healthy, right? To keep your metabolism nice and strong. You can still do all of these things, okay? So it's not the number. It's just whether or not you're doing these things and like what things you're doing instead. Okay, so it's the lifestyle factors that could possibly start to change and shift for you, or the things that you're doing differently. Okay, so your external life factors. Healthier metabolism. What can this do for us? What can this give us? Well, it's going to help with your digestion. For one, I bet you didn't know that. It's going to help with your digestion of food. Well, what does that mean? That also means that you're going to be able to absorb your food so much better. If you digest it really, really well, you're going to be absorbing all of those nutrients. So then what's that going to do? That's going to mean that you're able to train harder in the gym. Oh my gosh, you're going to be able to have better workouts because you're going to be absorbing more nutrients. You're going to be having more energy from all of that amazing food. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to be able to build more muscle on your body because you're able to work out so much better, because you're getting so many more nutrients, because you're absorbing all of your food, because your digestion is better. And now you just kicked up your metabolism. Oh my gosh. You're also going to be able to improve your insulin sensitivity. So building muscle is just going to be that much easier. You'll be able to burn more fat because you're building muscle, because you're metabolizing your food so well. Oh my gosh, how amazing is that? What else? Just your overall health. Your overall health is going to be just so much better. And what does that mean for you? That means you get to live on this planet longer. Who doesn't want that? Trying to make it to 100 over here. So think of your metabolism like a fire. This is how I talk about it with my clients, okay? Your metabolism is a giant fire, or we want it to be. That's the goal, okay? Just got a phone call. Oh my gosh, I'm so popular. Just kidding. Somebody that I did not want to talk to. So your metabolism is like a fire, and we want to grow it. We want to get it big and strong and fast, okay? Now, metabolic capacity, all right, that's basically how big we can get your fire, how big and fast we can get that fire raging. And all the decisions that we're making as far as your nutrition and your training go, we want to make them through the lens of how can we build this fire? How can we build your metabolic capacity as big as we can, okay? So in all that you do, you should be trying to grow that fire, all right? The bigger, the better. Not just for your body composition, but for your overall health, okay? Like I just said, your long-term health. Better health, get to live longer. Who doesn't want that? Okay, now we are all guilty of extreme diets, of doing some stupid stuff in our earlier years. Okay, like it's embarrassing what I have put my body through. I'm not even gonna get into that because that's a whole nother IG live. Okay, but we've all done it. Okay, The longer and the more times that you diet and go into a deficit, the more of an impact it's going to have on your metabolism. Okay, so it's not that you're not allowed to diet or you can't go into a deficit or go through a fat loss phase, what I prefer to call them. I hate that word, diet. It's not that you can't ever chase body composition goals. It's not, okay? But you have to make sure that you are healthy enough to do so and that you do it in a way that's smart and healthy and fast too, because the fact of the matter is that dieting is not your friend and it never will be, ever, okay? Just take that in here for a second and sit with that. Dieting is not your friend. We love the aesthetic effects it has, the changes that our body goes through. We love the results, the physical results. Everybody wants those, okay? But it's those physical results that are from the negative effects internally of dieting, okay? We get the physical outside results because of the negative effects that are actually happening inside of our body. So we want to get in and we want to get out, all right? And the way to get in and get out is to make sure that that diet is super successful, super efficient, like you're getting the most out of it and it's happening quickly. Okay, it's going smoothly, it's going fast, and you don't have to be there for very long. And the way that that happens is to make sure ahead of time that you are in the best place possible to go through a diet. All right, you have the best chance at creating the most success in the shortest amount of time. All right, so I call this metabolic prehab. This is what I do with all of my nutrition clients, and this is what I teach through my Never Diet Again program, 12-week program. I take all of my ladies through this metabolic prehab. It's the work before the work. It's the getting you prepared, getting you ready, getting your metabolism healthy enough to either, well, never diet again, because you don't have to, or have a successful fat loss phase in the future if that's what you choose, right? Not only is your metabolism adapting, but so are your hormones, y'all. This is so unbelievably important. This is a double whammy. So it's twofold here. Your metabolism's going to adapt downward, but so are your hormones. Hormones are going to go kaput if they are just overworked, okay? And then you've got to heal and fix that problem before you can heal and fix the metabolism, because the metabolism doesn't work if the hormones aren't working, all right? So dieting is a double whammy to the system, okay? And I mean, it definitely also affects other things like your gut, which is super important as well because of that nutrient absorption. And your gut's going to affect your hormones are going to affect your gut. I mean, it's all just one big cycle, okay? So it all needs to be in place. It's all part of this bigger puzzle. There's a term called adaptive thermogenesis. I sound really smart when I say that, right? Adaptive thermogenesis. What does that mean? That's the decrease of your metabolism the longer you're in a diet. That's the actual adaptation taking place, okay? So the longer you're in a deficit, y'all, this is science. Like you can't get around this. This happens every time you diet, no matter what, okay? Now, you can do this in a way that's as like smart as possible, as healthy as possible, right? You can do the prehab, okay? You can diet intelligently and do it quickly and efficiently, get in, get out, and try to kind of like avoid more damage than you need, right? But adaptive thermogenesis, that's the adaptation that's happening, okay? over time, your metabolism goes down further and further and further until you have to diet harder and harder and harder. That's why diets get harder. That's why when you think, oh, last year I lost 10 pounds doing XYZ, so I'm just going to do that now. I want to lose another 10 pounds. Well, maybe you have a hard time doing so. Maybe you can't stick to it. Maybe it doesn't work as well. Maybe it doesn't work as quickly. Maybe it doesn't work at all. Why is this so much harder? I'm doing all the same things. Why was it easy last year? And this year, I can't get it done. What's going on? It's because your metabolism adapts down and down and down and down, okay? Every single time you go through a diet. It's like a little notch on your bedpost. Is that weird to say? I got a diet notch on my bedpost. So the more diet, the more damage. That's why diets are not our friend, okay? We've got to do them in the right way. We've got to be super intentional about them. And this is why I typically start all of my clients through maybe a reverse diet, through some time at maintenance, through that prehab work to get them ready and prepared. Getting their metabolism super strong, getting it nice and speedy and fast, building that fire huge, that flame as big as possible, okay? How do you do that? What does that mean? Like I just said, reverse dieting, eating more food. Okay, your metabolism can adapt downward, but it can also adapt upwards. And that's what we got to do. We got to adapt it up. We got to speed that sucker up, getting you to maintenance as quickly as possible. Now, sometimes, I hate to be Debbie Downer here, but sometimes, not all the time, but there is some weight gain associated with this prehab work, with getting you prepared and ready. And that's just part of it. But if that happens, that means that there was some damage there, right? That needed to happen. That was healthy weight. You're doing the right things. You're putting yourself first by going through this process. Comes with the territory, and it's worth it. You gotta wrap your brain around this possibility, okay? Like I said, it just comes with the territory. It comes with getting healthy first, because health is not necessarily about aesthetics. We gotta get healthy, achieve aesthetics. Health first, then aesthetics, okay? Your maintenance level of calories, that's where you hit and reach health, optimal health, maintenance, up here. Not down here eating 800 calories a day, but up here at your maintenance or your TDEE, okay? So last week I told you guys to go figure out what that number is for you. That's where you're going to be the healthiest. That's where things heal. That's where your metabolism speeds up. Okay, that's why it's so important to spend way more time at maintenance than you ever do in a deficit of calories. Oh my gosh, you guys, think about this. I just have fidgeting written down here on my notes. Fidgeting. Talk about fidgeting. Okay. So think about this. In terms of adapting, your body adapting to this more food, this extra food that you're giving it. The more food you start to consume on a daily basis, your body, your metabolism kicks up. It's burning through more energy, all right? So how does your body burn through energy? Movement. You just have more energy to burn off. So you start moving more just naturally. You start fidgeting, you start using your hands while you're talking more. Maybe you're like bouncing your foot at work. You just have more energy to move your body more than before. And that's your metabolism, that's your body adapting to eating more food. And it happens in the reverse as well. When you go through a low calorie diet, you have less energy to go around. So your body adapts to that. You start moving less naturally. No more fidgeting. You even just like start blinking less because you just don't have the energy, and your body's trying to save the little bit of energy that it does have. So that's just like tangible proof right there. You can tell when your body's starting to adapt to what you're doing, whether it's eating less or eating more. It's a telltale sign. Fidgeting. Just moving more naturally, okay? Eating more food, eating at maintenance, getting up to that TDEE, it's like giving your body oxygen for that fire, right? Your metabolism's that fire. It's like fueling it with the oxygen. Dieting is more, think about it like suffocating that fire, right? No more oxygen is getting to that metabolism, all right? That's why dieting is not your friend. Say it with me. Dieting is not my friend, okay? I know it's hard pill to swallow, but it's so unbelievably true. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. You guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. That's part 1, okay? Some big eye openers here for y'all, hopefully, okay? Dieting is not your friend. You need to get to a place first where you are healthy and capable of doing it as quickly and efficiently as possible. Getting in, getting out, getting that work done. It goes smoothly, it goes fast. You don't have to do it for very long because you started from a place of optimal health, right? That prehab work, metabolic prehab. Keep that in mind, all right? Remember that. The healthier you can be when you start your fat loss phase, the easier it's gonna go, the smoother it's gonna go, the faster it's gonna go, the further you're going to go, okay, in a shorter amount of time. And I actually just, I popped on here onto Instagram, I think it was earlier this week, and talked about a client of mine who just went through her reverse diet. She hung out at maintenance for a little bit. And while we were going through that prehab work, her body composition was already changing. She was already losing body fat. She was already building muscle. Her metabolism was speeding the heck up, you guys. So her composition was already changing. She was already reaching the goals that she wanted to accomplish, thinking that she had to diet to get there. She's already well on her way while she's eating more and more and more and more, so that when we get to a place where it's time to drop into that deficit that she thought was the only way to reach her goals, we only have half the work to do. What? Like, now we have less to accomplish because we've already accomplished so much of it through that prehab, okay? That work before the work. So that's why it takes less time. That's why it's so much easier. That's why it goes by so much faster, because we have less to do. And we accomplish those things while eating more food. Who doesn't want to eat more food while achieving their goals? I would rather spend half the time eating more than double the time eating less. Hello? Raise your hand if that's you. That's me for sure. All right? So just wanted to throw that at you guys. Tomorrow, part 2. Stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this was beneficial and helpful. I know it was a lot of information. Hopefully it blew some of y'all's minds. Start getting your gears turning, thinking about how you can make some changes in what you're doing right now to get on the right path to building that fire big and strong. All right? I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for part 2, Metabolism 101. Bye, you guys.